Here we are with another Woods report. It's taking a while to come on. There it is. Okay, we're here with another Woods report. We are doing a review of the Real Housewives of Dubai. So this is the first season, first episode of the Real Housewives of Dubai. So you took your little notes. You ready to go? Mm-hmm. Okay. So first we were thinking about, why don't we say something about what's the controversy of them coming to Dubai even in the beginning? I had heard a little bit of mumbling. I think you said you saw a little bit of something about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wrote some stuff down.
Okay.
Apparently there's some there are multiple human rights groups
that are protesting
this.
Okay. Especially women's rights, I'm sure.
Yeah, they wrote a letter to Bravo and they just pretty much spelled it out that and it's not even so much there's other big arguments about the show where these ladies are not actually
from Dubai,
but
which is all the franchises. They never
exactly.
Yeah.
But their concern wasn't even that. Their concern was the fact that a lot has been going on in Dubai.
Okay.
The United Arab Emirates, mm-hmm. UAE.
Okay.
There's a lot of monarchy, part of the dictatorship of the UAE. The show's location helps their dictatorship hide its male
dominance
rulers.
Yeah.
Misogyny.
Oh yeah, they say he does a lot of stuff.
Prejudice against women,
and they say a lot of women get like raped and stuff like that.
Yeah. He's been accused.
So they're allowing them to do this show to kind of change the image. So a lot of these
cover
groups
up what is actually going on.
So a lot of these groups are protesting, saying they don't like the fact that you're covering up what's going on here in Dubai,
and the prejudice against the women, homophobia as well.
Oh,
that's why
course,
Bravo was really concerned with
Andy Cohen. But here's the thing:
with his lifestyle, you would think, are you okay with it? But one of the things that they were saying with the homophobia and the mass violence against women. The person that was talking about this, he was saying, well, for them to let Bravo do the show.
Right, that means they're allowing it.
They're okay with
it. But it don't mean they're okay with it. It means they're trying to change the image. Dubai, to me, is about money. Mm-hmm. If one thing you didn't pick up on this first episode, it's about money. It's about having money, it's about making money, and it's about spending money. Very extravagant lifestyles, very, like she was showing, what's her name, the one that's in real estate, was talking about an apartment there is like a mansion in California.
Like 1.5 million.
Yeah, that's an apartment, you know what I mean? Like, and that's a little tiny, that's like nothing there.
And it hasn't been a long time since they've done the build up Dubai.
No.
When she showed 1966.
Yeah, she showed
that's not that long ago.
So the thing so that was the first thing. So going into this, you already know that people already got, or some organizations already got issues about them filming in Dubai.
Before you go into that, though, I
don't want to take too long, but
let me say the steps. They wrote the letters. These groups wrote the letter to Bravo saying, if you do these things, like first of all, reveal whether they want to know if the Dubai and the whole country, are they funding this show?
Okay, so that's
and
one.
Then they're saying maybe run some type of disclaimer.
Okay,
that you
don't agree with the treatment.
You don't agree with what's going on there.
All right.
But we're just showing this for Hollywood, purposes.
Okay,
and then donate some of the profits from this show to these groups, these types of groups, because these groups fight for the women and so forth. And then maybe do some kind of teach the Real Housewives, people that are watching the show, maybe give them information about what is actually going on there, so people will kind of be educated on
all of those things that you just said.
Didn't think. Well, let me finish, because this is what you're about to say. This YouTuber guy said he don't think that's going to happen.
I like to say it. So all those 4 things that you just said, it's never going to happen.
That's what he said.
So great for putting that out there and saying that this is what you want to happen.
If they get a lot of pressure, you think
it's not going to happen.
It's power in numbers.
People don't watch the Housewives for all of that. Well, they watch the Housewives for the drama, the clothes, the fashion,
put the
disclaimer.
They can put a disclaimer.
They're not going to do any of that. If they do, I'll be surprised. But anyway, so it starts off with, the first season starts off with Iyanna. Iyana's like a watered down version of was it Iman, the African Iman, the African what is she, fashion model,
supermodel.
She's a supermodel of Dubai, the black supermodel of Dubai. Apparently, this is her thing that she's holding on to. That she's the black supermodel of Dubai. To me, she's a watered down version of Iman. She doesn't. There's nothing spectacular about her when I watch her.
Became famous, so
right,
and maybe this show will make her famous.
But exactly, which is why she's on it, and which is why she's acting the way she is, because she want to stand out. She's the drama. Yeah. She's the Kenya.
She's the dirt. She's the
not the bone collector. That's Brooks. That's Caroline Brooks. That's the bone collector. That's Sheree. That's the one that go call somebody and say, she said this about you. That's her. So they all got different. They all the same person, just a different housewife show.
Okay.
Nene is Caroline Stanbury. That's the one that holds all of them together. Okay. That's the one that's the bridge.
She was on a Bravo show before.
Exactly. Which I recognized her.
What show was that?
I don't know, but I recognized her face.
They said she had her own show or a show.
And I recognized the name, Carolyn Stanbury. But I don't and she has the little dog like Lisa, what's her name on the Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay. She gonna be carrying that little dog around that dog was everywhere.
And it peed on the bed.
Oh my God. So she's the Lisa. She's gonna be carrying that dog around
like a Nene. Yeah. So she's the Nene Leakes.
She's the Nene
of
Leakes.
The show. Okay.
So it starts off with Iyana, the watered down version of Iman, whatever her name is.
Saying watered down?
Because she's not a worldwide supermodel. Because it took
a while for Iman to get to that.
But if you look like
this girl's beginning steps,
but she looks like her, similar, and talks like her.
I don't think she's from the same country.
That road has already been laid from Iman. That's it. It's over. Okay. So she speaks 4 languages apparently. So she was saying she's a bad bee in all the languages that she speaks. It starts out she's married to a white guy. All of them are married to white guys
or divorced.
There's no black man in this show at all, which leads me to go, okay, how are black men in Dubai? Like, how are they treated and stuff? I don't know.
Do you think
Let me look at that, because people saying stuff and I want to keep up with what they're saying.
Too petty and materialistic for me. Yeah, you're right.
Let me see. Let me look at that. Let me see the top, because other people said stuff. So Pat said, I started to watch, but too materialistic for me, and can't stand these entitled women. That is absolutely correct, Pat. I felt like when I was watching it, very materialistic. If you don't like the Housewives of Beverly Hills, you ain't gonna like this.
You know what? When I was watching the show, I started thinking about our sorority sisters that we got a chapter there.
Oh yeah, Dubai. You're right.
How are they?
That's true.
How are they getting by and getting along?
You know what? I may inbox them and say, you know any of these women? Because according to them, there's a lot of black women. It's not a lot of black professional women.
They know these ladies,
right? Maybe they might even be in a sorority. Hey. Wouldn't that be funny if one of them in the sorority?
I would laugh.
Well, if they are, we're going to talk about her tonight.
Gosh.
Sorry.
You were sitting there wondering, is it Brooks?
So,
is it Caroline Brooks?
We start off with Iyana. Her son is her best friend, apparently.
And they're kids. Yeah.
And they're sitting there doing patty cake.
When she made the comment about that when dad's not around, she pulls them out of school and they go shopping and travel and little trips and stuff.
Because what is he going to learn in school anyway?
Education not important.
She was like, what is science going to do?
I don't know what's in her head.
She's an idiot.
Yeah.
Because she...
That's wrong.
She says, high five, and does this. And he's like, that's not high five, mom. Then she can't even do high five. Do your hand regular. She give him a slap like that. That's not even a high five.
The patty cake game.
During the patty cake. How old is this boy? A teenager? And she's doing patty cake, bakers, man, all this stuff.
I'm wondering if the producers
are telling them to do this.
Because she said in one of the YouTube shows when they were
interviewed,
she says that she's pretty much a person that would say things that she regrets. So sometimes her mouth goes too much.
Her mouth runs fast.
But maybe they just kind of build. You never know.
Then everything is her.
Everything for Tiana.
You done had a party because
one of the other YouTuber guys said, I like Caroline Brooks because she makes cracks and shows shade.
She said
her dress comes in before.
She said she's the only supermodel that walked the thing. Her dress comes in before, and her wig 5 miles back. I love it.
They gonna throw shade.
They gonna throw shade. Okay. So they know how to throw shade.
Yes.
They know how to throw shade. Okay. That's what I like about it. So
well, you got a sister from. She was where was she born?
Who?
When you get to her though, I'm
gonna get to her. I'm gonna get to her.
Go ahead.
So we start off with Iyanla, and then we see her how she is with her son or whatever. Okay.
Then she was born in Kenya.
She was born in Kenya in a small village.
Yes.
So what is she doing? Girl, you grew up with no shoes.
And dust on your feet.
With dust on your, you didn't even have running water probably in your village. Now you all
That's right. Okay.
Okay. All right. Whatever. All right. You're rich now. So I guess now.
Okay. Go ahead.
But don't forget where you came from.
Yeah, she did. Apparently.
Whatever. Okay, so, but you know what? She did show her picture that she was back. So I think this is all about.
You think producers is kind of pushing?
I think
say this, say that, be this.
Because I don't feel like she's what I didn't get from her. I didn't get she was ashamed of where she came from.
Okay.
So that leads me to believe she's playing the role of a supermodel.
Okay.
She's Naomi Campbell.
Oh.
2.0.
Yeah, because Naomi Campbell has some issues.
But she's playing Naomi Campbell.
Okay.
It's almost like she said, somebody wrote her thing, say, this is what a supermodel is supposed to act like.
Act like this.
And she's going along the script.
You think?
Yeah, she is.
I thought she'll be trouble boy.
Naomi Campbell would not play patty cake, Baker's Mint with her son. So that means it's not all there.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Who's the next lady?
We move to Caroline Stanbury, who we said I think is the main person.
I was looking at her face and she does look familiar.
She looks familiar. Another one looks familiar too, but I haven't gotten to her yet.
Okay, she's 47.
Okay.
Marrying is she 45 or
47. Marrying
something like that.
Yeah.
He's 27.
He's half her age.
Yeah. Near her daughter's age, which is 15.
She moved there. It said, I wrote down that they're planning their wedding party. Right. They're already married.
Yeah.
They just, her family.
6 years?
Her family didn't get a chance to see her get married, so she wants to have a wedding party.
Okay.
Came to Dubai with her ex-husband, and they got a divorce.
Okay.
Now she's planning her wedding party with her new guy, who you said Sergio, who's 20-something. Sergio. Another one. Written, it's a script. If I could write a script,
this is how you
your name is Sergio.
You act like this.
Act like that guy.
Like
the name Sergio.
Yeah.
My name is Sergio. To me.
Well, she's British.
Okay.
She's British and she's an entrepreneur and an aspiring, what is this, hotelier?
What?
It says Hotelier.
Oh.
Hotelier?
This thing went out. Hold on. See, I hate when it goes out and then it's still recording, so we just keep going. It'll come back on.
Okay.
Okay, so you said she's a hotel person?
It's just Hotelier.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Is that something in the hotel business?
She does something
else.
She got money. That's all I know.
Yeah, because she was on Bravo before.
Yeah,
so she knows this whole flow.
And Sergio has a British accent.
I didn't hear no British accent.
I thought I heard British accent. So he's from there.
Okay.
All right, so that's them. The dog pees in the bed, a big old thing. She calls her maid to bring her some breakfast.
And didn't like the drink.
They didn't like the drink.
Yeah.
Again, it all seems all pomp and circumstance.
Okay.
Like,
and this is intro. We're
trying to show everybody that we have money. We have,
they all have money. You know,
the maid looked like she don't normally come in there to bring the drink. So that's how you know this is made up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So now we move on to Nina. Oh no, Caroline says Nina is boring. We meet Nina later on.
Ali?
Yeah, Caroline doesn't really. She thinks Nina's boring, and she thinks that
seem boring.
She thinks she's boring.
When she went to the thing with the other lady, and they met with all their kids to go to do some sightseeing.
Yeah,
she does seem boring.
And she said that under her breath, she might have a wild side to her. But Nina's not going to be active.
Now she's Lebanese American.
But no. We getting to that.
You
one.
said
Caroline.
Nina.
Yeah, you said Caroline. I'm still on Caroline.
Oh.
Caroline is Jewish.
Yeah, she's Jewish.
And Sergio is Catholic. That's why they couldn't get married in Dubai.
Right.
That's what she said.
Right.
So they had to go
there's a lot
else.
of things we're learning in Dubai, like the alcohol. They don't sell alcohol.
They're not supposed to.
They're not supposed to. That's why. That's probably why they had her thing on her boat.
It can only be at like restaurants and hotels.
You know, they got some strict rules in Dubai because of the religion and everything. So
but
we're learning that too.
But we noticing that people do stuff. They just do
and
it
the
on
sex
the slide.
toy thing. They were talking about sex. You know how we do a lot of little things. They can't do that.
The toys and all that. But they do everything on the yacht.
Candy wouldn't be able to do her little sugar-coated
on
candy.
the yacht. Remember she said everything goes on
that
the water.
Boat. You know, I guess
on the water, anything
it's
goes.
like gambling.
And,
like some places where you can gamble, but the boat.
On the boat, you can have a casino boat. But on land, you can't have it.
Okay.
But soon it's going to move on land. Because the casino started on those boats. Then they slowly but surely move into the land.
Watch the people in Dubai going to get
They're going to be like,
your show has made our country corrupt.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's already corrupt. They got too many West. She said 80% or some of everybody they're not even from Dubai.
I know.
They from all over the world.
So they're changing the dynamics of
Is there even a real culture of Dubai? I don't think so.
Well, that man, they was talking to the one man that's from there, had his covering on.
Yeah.
He said they're not real Dubai women, housewife. My wife is a housewife.
Exactly.
And she don't run in bathing suits on the beach.
Exactly. So,
look.
Right. But he needs to know 80% of the people who live in his...
He said a real Dubai housewife.
Right. He was mad.
Go ahead.
Okay, so then we moved to Lessa. Is it Lessa or Lisa?
I think it's Lisa.
Okay. The one that's...
Lesa.
That was in the pool with her kids.
Oh, yeah, Jamaican American.
She's Jamaican.
Married to a British man.
Right, yes. White guy again.
Yeah, and 3 children, 3 boys.
But they met in Miami.
In Miami.
She lives in Miami.
Yeah.
West Indian from Miami.
Now she has a good story as far as how she became rich.
Okay.
Maternity fashion designer.
Yeah,
real big over in Dubai. Now how she met the watered down Imani. Iman.
Yeah.
She was pregnant. Iman was pregnant.
And she modeled for her.
And she modeled for her.
That's how they friends.
They're friends.
Now, Lessa, is it Lessa? I think it's Lessa. I don't know. Lessa? I don't know.
Lessa Milan.
She seems like she's low. Like, she's not going to be doing no drama or nothing. Like, everybody likes her. She's likable. She's likable. She about that bag. She about, look, I'm about making that money and making sure my kids and everybody take care of.
The upcoming show is like, where's your dad? So she needs help with the kids.
Oh.
She may be one of those kind of moms. She got 3 boys.
I didn't see the ending of the show.
They do upcoming shows. Yeah.
Now, I found it interesting. She calls her boys little black boys. Mm-hmm. So even though they're mixed, she's very aware of what they look like. And she even made a comment about being in Dubai and about raising black young men in Dubai.
So you had asked that question.
Yeah.
How are black men perceived there? How are they treated there? How are they look? Unless they are Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You know, if there's just a businessman moving over there and trying to do good.
So I thought that was interesting. And I think she was bringing that up because I felt like she might get some kickback being married to a white man. Mm-hmm. She's Jamaican. Mm-hmm. And she was very clear that her kids, some of them, remember they say they speak their Jamaican accent, and some have a British accent.
Yeah,
so she was very clear on they're having both of their backgrounds,
their ethnicity,
with the kids. Okay, now we move to Caroline Brooks. That's the black Caroline.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if you should say Caroline S. They were saying Caroline S and Caroline B. Because Caroline B is the black one.
Yeah, Brooks. Let's just say C. Brooks.
She's from Massachusetts, right outside of Boston, she said.
She didn't say how she met her husband. They divorced, though.
She said she's in Dubai for 12 years, divorced, married to a white guy.
And she started out, she didn't take nothing but her son.
Just took her son.
She didn't take nothing from her husband, her ex.
She lives in 2 houses.
Worked herself up herself. So
you talked about her having to get permission.
She's a good entrepreneur story.
You said she had to get permission to get one of the houses.
Yeah, in one of the areas where they're living.
Did they talk about that? Or
no, she didn't go in detail.
Okay, she didn't go in detail.
Maybe we'll hear.
Yeah.
Well, she's not from Dubai. Maybe that could be it.
Oh, maybe
like in Hawaii, you have to be part of.
You say Grand Canyon.
I know Cayman Islands. You have to be part of. You have to be a resident.
You have to be a resident
before buying property.
Maybe that's how Dubai is.
It might be.
And in this neighborhood, it might have been like an older neighborhood,
or could it be her race?
Or it could be. I don't know.
She didn't go into detail.
She didn't.
Yeah, she didn't. Or because she's a woman.
It could be a woman. She just said she had to get permission to buy that house in that neighborhood.
When you're in Dubai, we're learning what is if they get any pushback, what could be the reason?
She's a real estate agent. She was bragging on herself.
And enthusiastic too.
She was really bragging on herself. Yeah. She said she should be in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, I mean, she made it sound like she started from scratch because she didn't take nothing from her husband. Okay, and she probably started over again. They probably were rich together.
So, do you think she's rich on her own merit, or she has his money? We don't know yet.
She didn't take any money from him. Okay, she only wanted custody of her son.
Okay,
and they kissy too.
Yeah, she was talking, don't ever leave me.
You can stay with me.
Don't ever get married.
That's crazy. Yeah, maybe that's just something they added in the script.
And she had a little maid too. She had a little black maid.
Yeah, she did.
So that was her. That was Lessa. Okay. So then we go on to...
No, that was Caroline Brooks.
Was Caroline Brooks. Or as Yana called her, Brooks. She just called her Brooks. Now we go
to... The other Caroline got mad because she called her by her last name.
Right, Stanbury. So now we got Lessa and Iyanna.
Okay.
That's Lessa, the maternity,
the Jamaican American,
the Jamaican girl, and Iyanna, the Imani watered down version. They met, and you talked about how they was working together. That's how we found out.
They're friends.
They were talking about Caroline Sternberry and Sergio's marriage being really kind of fake. It's not. They only kiss on the gram when it's time to take a picture, right? But they don't really have no chemistry in real life.
And it could be when you marry someone and you're that much older, you never know.
We don't know.
He could be the gold. Is it a man a gold digger?
He probably is
a man called if he trying to.
I don't know. I guess he could be a gold digger.
Yeah, you never know.
And Iyanna is saying that she don't like Caroline.
You saw that in the beginning.
And Caroline calls Lisa, whatever her name is, on the phone while they at the restaurant. And that's when she puts her on speakerphone. That was messy. Yeah. The producers told her to do that. Yeah. And then she talks about herself in the third party. Yeah. Are you coming to Caroline's party? And that was Brooks. That might have been Brooks. Are you coming to Caroline's party?
Yeah, because she said something at the...
You're right.
The dinner.
Are you coming to... There's two Carolines on the same show is ridiculous.
Yeah, Caroline.
Are you coming to... I'm going to have to say white Caroline, sorry. Yeah. Are you coming to the white Caroline's party?
Right.
The black Caroline was asking, listen, is she coming to the white Caroline's party? So, there's all this other stuff. I'll just say Brooks. We should just say Brooks. Right. Like
that's what people are calling her.
All right, let's call her Brooks. Okay. Because I don't want to say white Caroline and black Caroline.
People be like, that's race.
I'll say Brooks. Okay. So, and then she starts saying, you know that Caroline is not inviting Iyanna. Right. And Iyanna's sitting right across the table listening to all of this. Right. Again, Brooks, that's the bone collector. She knew darn well that Lester was having lunch with Iyanna, and then she was on speakerphone. Yeah. Talking about, well, you know, Caroline didn't invite Iyanna. The word on the street. And you can hear Iyanna in the background talking while she was saying stuff. Come on, y'all.
They're trying to start something. That's the average housewives of, whatever.
So and Iyanna got mad because Lester...
You totally didn't do the last lady.
I haven't gotten her yet.
Oh, okay.
And so Iyanna got mad because she wasn't invited to the party, and she got mad at Lester because she was supposed to do something with her, and she threw her off so she could go to this party.
Because she said, because her excuse was you only get married one time.
And then they laughed because everybody on there been married more than one time.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're at the bachelorette party on the yacht.
No, it's the actual...
No, I'm doing it right in order.
Oh, okay.
We're at the bachelorette party. So it's just a bunch of friends. They cheer, drinking.
I missed that one.
Sergio and Caroline. She invited him. Why is he at a bachelorette party? Him and...
that's right. There was a bachelorette party. Because for some reason, I thought it was them getting married.
That was the yacht. Him and Caroline...
that's why they were playing games.
Caroline's gay friend, white guy from America, was the only guys there.
Okay.
So, at this bachelorette party.
You know, they probably had to have it together for TV purposes and then for them to do all the drinking and all that together.
Probably.
Versus showing him. We don't know him.
And they did the hot dog in the bottle. They tied the rope around the leg with the hot dog hanging between the legs. And you had to get the hot dog in. Now, these women dressed in gold and beautiful outfits. And, all this immaculate, rich women, tying a hot dog around their stomach. and trying to get a hot dog in the bottle.
Is that an American game?
They never. You notice none of the housewives did it, but Caroline. You didn't see no other housewife with a hot dog. None of the black housewives did it. You're not getting me on national television tying a hot dog around my waist, coming out of my butt, and trying to dip down into a bottle and get it in there. Yeah. So they were smart enough not to do that. But Caroline, life of the party, remember, she's the life of the party. She did it.
Okay.
So it's looking like her and Sergio have fun.
Yeah. She's trying to stay young.
She said she's reinventing herself. Yeah. She's reinventing herself.
So she's still getting her groove back.
Right. So then that's when you talked about how they can have alcohol on the yacht and all that stuff. Right. Okay. You can do anything goes on a yacht in Dubai, as long as you're not on land, obviously.
Right.
Okay. Caroline says this is her do-over because her first marriage was horrible. She said, I get to do it over again, this time with a younger, sexier guy. She seems like she's nice, but it's just
she in La
La Land.
What's her name? Don't get along.
So now we go to Sarah, who I like. Sarah is an actual real woman that's Arab, right?
She was born.
She's Muslim.
Yeah, she was raised in Dubai. Divorced.
Yep.
Mom of one.
Yep.
And a tech entrepreneur.
Very smart. She
smart.
has a very.
Do you think she has Botox? Because her lips are so big.
Yeah. And I've seen her before. That's the other one I told you I've seen before. And you know who confirmed it? Brooks. It's either Brooks or Lessa, who said they follow her on Instagram. I saw this girl before, and I didn't remember where. She's like a voice for like women that are Muslim and modern.
She's free.
She's and she wants to stop the stereotype that if you come to Dubai, you think you got to cover up. She said you don't have to do all of that.
She said her mom knew she was going to be like that when she was born.
She was always feisty and different.
Yep.
Divorced twice.
I guess no man can keep up with that feistiness.
I like how she took them up on that because we've never been to Dubai. I wanted to go to Dubai, but then everybody started going, and I changed my mind honestly because everybody. I don't want to go somewhere.
Well, it's still nice to
I hate going places where everybody goes.
Now she's Muslim.
I like going places where a lot of people don't go. But anyway,
she's Muslim.
She took them on that high rise, whatever that building that looks like a it's a picture frame.
Okay.
So people who, if you've been to Dubai, you probably went to this thing.
Yeah.
You look on one side of the building, you see the new Dubai build.
Yeah.
And you look on the other side of the building of the frame, and you see old Dubai.
Yeah.
And she said they built it like that because they never want them to forget their past.
Okay.
They always
that's
want
a
them.
very good idea.
They always want them to remember.
We should do something like that here.
They can. We want to forget our past. The way we came here.
Yeah, be a slave house or something.
We don't need to reinvent that. People do it every year.
I think people remind us of our past.
They still do that. Those
plantations.
We don't want to forget the past. Okay,
keep that plantation going.
So she's very. I like her.
Okay,
I like her.
She's cool.
She's cool.
She's like even tempered.
I think her reason for being on the show is to show people that they're Muslim women can be modern, can be intelligent.
She's probably trying to start a new trend.
She's trying to be more She's not there for the mess. She's there to a higher calling.
And she made a face when they started getting messy.
Exactly.
She was like, oh.
And she met up with Nina at this event, at this place. That's what you was going to talk about, Nina. Remember you were saying who Nina is?
Yeah, who was it that said she was boring?
Caroline.
Yeah. She does seem boring, but there may be a hot side of her.
Now, you said she's Lebanese.
She's Lebanese American.
Right.
Married mom of 3. So she is married. There's like 3 of them that are married.
Grew up in Texas. Mm-hmm. Again, not from Dubai. Yeah. None of them are, except for, what's her name?
And she's a mommy, influencer, and CEO.
Yes. Mm-hmm. According to them, according to Caroline, boring.
She's good friends with
everybody.
What's the Jamaican girl?
Lisa or Lessa. I don't know.
Well, yeah, she's the two. Remember when they did that little circle and they were showing how she's connected with the
all of them, ain't it?
Well, she says she's good friends with them.
Okay.
There's probably associates.
Okay.
With the others.
Okay.
But
so then she decides to throw a dinner party and invite everybody.
Yes.
You have to have a dinner party on these
because that shows the dirt,
and that's the drama.
That's the drama.
None of these women all hang together.
How many dinner parties do we see? Atlanta Housewives.
Exactly.
Housewives
where they start fighting.
All the housewives.
Yes. So now they're at the dinner party. Mm-hmm. Okay. Nina's dinner party. She believes in crystals and cleaning the air with incense and stuff.
I had a coworker that was like that. She gave me a crystal when I told her I was diagnosed with cancer.
And she into it like that.
Purple, yeah.
She into crystals like big time crystals.
What is the purple?
Yeah, and she spends a lot of money on it.
She said she wants to do her house all crystal.
Yeah, she into crystals. She ain't like some people have little crystals.
Was making a comment about it, and she says it makes me happy.
Yeah, she loves crystals.
Leave her alone.
And incense.
It makes her happy.
She was burning sage and stuff at the table.
Now they're gonna be doing that a lot.
She gonna be burning sage through this whole season.
If she was on the Housewives of Atlanta, she'll burn the table up.
She gonna be burning sage.
Help Nene and them to shut up.
She gonna be burning sage. They was burning sage at the table
at the Housewives of Atlanta when they were at Kenya's daughter's birthday party. And they were getting loud.
Oh yeah,
and the white lady was getting offended.
Yeah,
there's children here.
Right.
And Maya was like, "Don't bring your white friends here. You know we gonna get loud."
This group. I do not foresee them getting loud. Even arguing and bickering, I don't.
One of the YouTube shows, the lady was asking them all because she was questioning all of them. She said, "Who is likely to do this and likely to do this?" And she had different kind of things. She said, "Who is likely to turn over the table when they get angry?" They first said Brooks.
I think Brooks.
And then they all started talking. Well, Brooks was like, it might be me. But the Yana, what's her name?
I don't think Ayana would.
They eventually said Ayana. And they said she may get so angry when she would turn the table over.
I don't think so.
So I don't know.
I think Brooks will.
And they said, who is likely to regret what they have said? And they all went to Ayana.
Yeah.
She even said.
Who?
Ayana.
Oh, yeah. That's what I said.
My mouth is, sometimes I say things and I
yeah.
Most of the time I do mean it.
That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes I say things I
think she's trying to come off like, that's what I said, like I want to add stuff so I can be like famous and, but this is what I watch. I watch how your hair and makeup people and the people around you
interact with you.
I watch how they interact with you.
They like her.
I watch that.
Yeah.
Whenever I look at celebrities, I look at it. Look at stuff like that. Look at how restaurant people and things like, if people are like, hey, that means off camera, you're probably a nice person they talk to. They talk to us. But if you come in, people are like, hello, Mr. Without your table right here. And then people doing your hair, they ain't saying nothing. They looking at you. They scared doing your hair. That means there's something wrong with you.
So do you look at the maids too when they come in?
I look at the maids. I told you when that Caroline, when Caroline ordered her breakfast, you can tell she ain't do that. She'll never do that. She did it because she was on TV. Don't text the maid.
What about Brooks?
We like, no, she texted the maid. Bring me a Sergio banana swirl. That maid walked in. That man walked in like, girl, hear your thing. You don't never ask me
for no TV now, so you acting up. You know you can holler downstairs and I'll come up and give you your shakes. When you gonna text me for, girl?
And you know darn well you would come downstairs and make your own food. Yes. But because we're on television, I'll bring you your strawberry, whatever, that you and Sergio ordered.
You're saying keep an eye on the service.
Keep an eye. And just like, what's her name?
And the people that do their hair and makeup.
What's her name at the pool? Brooks.
Brooks,
no, she don't. She gonna ask that maid. What did she ask that maid to bring her? It was something she asked her maid to bring her. And that maid, it was a black lady, like she was Jamaican. like her. And she looked at her like, I'm your cousin. Don't even go there.
I don't care what camera
I'm going to give you this time. When that camera go off, I'm going to go watch all of the family. All my children, I mean.
They playing this Dubai.
Lester, with the ice in the pool. The kids was like, we ain't never did this.
She said it's so hot there. It's gotten, 100?
It was 120 or it gets up to like 120.
And she brought Ice Cube. She had the people bring in big giant blocks
and pour Ice Cube. But the way the kids was reacting, it's like they don't do it. That's what I'm saying.
They don't want to tell their mama, Mom, you don't do this.
No, one said, ice! That means you don't have no ice. And he was used to it. He wasn't like, we get ice. We get ice today.
On the show.
Because we came for the show. That's why.
That's true. true. You gotta watch.
You gotta watch. When I watch these housewives shows, I watch I watch other people
and the people.
I watch the kids. I watch all of that.
Okay,
I watch the people, the restaurant.
That's a good point. Because a lot of times they're not in the acting.
Yeah.
They sign the thing to show themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So then we go into them arguing at Ayanna and Caroline arguing at the party. Do you kind of
understand Ayanna what she's saying? Like, I feel bad for her because she was like,
they was all having a good time talking about Caroline's party. But look, why should we talk about a party that I wasn't there?
But look, after she said all that and everybody was kind of quiet, Brooks,
she brought it back up again. So, girl, you had a good time at that party.
It's almost like, I ain't talking to you. Girl, I had so much to drink at that party. You would think they changed the subject. Because they seemed like they were going to change it, right?
Not
because
with
Ayanna wasn't there.
I told you, Brooks don't care.
So they got her in there for her message.
And then, Ayanna, I like to make a toast. Ching, ching, ching. I have a question for you, Brooks. And they was like, wait, now hold on. I thought we were going to toast. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you. Anyway, I have a question.
I have a question. Ding, 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 ding. I have a question for you, Brooks. Why did you call me and tell me Caroline didn't invite me because she only wanted important people?
So you're saying
I'm not important. And then Brooks said, I didn't say it like that. I was making a joke.
Yeah.
Like, Caroline's having a party, only important people. It's only for important people.
Right.
First of all, why would you call her in the first place to tell her she can't come to the party?
Right.
And it's only for important
that's
people.
Throwing shade. That's dirt.
So that's so we know where it's going. We know what's going.
So they're trying to build this foundation.
They're trying to be,
And it would make sense because that's what keeps people watching. Like, I wonder if they're going to fight again.
Iyanna don't like Brooke because she says she's fake.
Yeah.
She don't like fake. She said, I don't like fake people. She didn't say she didn't like Caroline and them, even though she got in an argument with Caroline. She said she don't like Brooks. So that's
things that make you go,
Yeah, so you saw, I didn't see the ending of it. You said you saw the ending with upcoming stuff that's coming up.
You know how they give you a preview of what's to come through all the other seasons. Apparently, Iyanna breaks down crying for something, has a little afro wig, so she must have been doing some little photo shoot.
Okay.
Somebody else was going off because I always thought from this first show that Iyanna would be the troublemaker and always negative, but it was showing there was other ladies too.
Really?
That have done that. The Jamaican American girl.
Okay.
What's her name? Lessa.
That's the one I thought wasn't gonna do nothing.
She gets a little heated over something.
Wow.
So they show a little bit of each person and their involvement. You know how their personality comes out more.
Oh.
But you're right though, she's a no-nonsense person, so she must have gotten upset because somebody must have gotten messy.
Yeah, she gonna tell you. She seemed like the type that's gonna tell you exactly
now, she's
what
the sister. Brooks is, I don't know, I'm still trying to learn Brooks, but it seemed like Lessa is the sister.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's the one that says she got the little black boys and she's trying to raise them in Dubai.
And I'm trying to get the dynamics of her and her husband. He seemed like a laid-back kind of guy.
I think we're going to find out. So far, the only one they've opened up to is Sergio. I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see the personalities of the husbands.
Okay.
Which would be nice. Let's see. I think, what's her name, Lessa, the one that met in Miami. They seem like they friends.
Yeah.
That seemed like the couple that's like kind of Candy and Todd maybe, where they they more of a real couple.
Okay.
Where the other ones is like,
I don't know.
And I don't know what's going to happen with Sergio and Caroline.
We'll see if they last. Well, they were talking to these ladies after the show.
And after the
season. She said, we're still married. I'm surprised we're still married.
To Sergio?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll see. He's going to stick in there as long as she gets paid.
Iyanna look like she gained weight. I wonder if she's pregnant.
I don't know.
They showed her in the upcoming thing. She looked heavier.
She looked like she pregnant.
Her face looked heavier.
She might be having another baby.
Okay.
That'll slow her down.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think about this? Are we going to watch this every week, and are we going to
watch it and see where it goes? I'll watch it and see where it goes, because the thing is, you never know. You can kind of sit back and go, the dynamics of each family, how much of the producers pushing things and making, like Iyanna say things that get under people's skin, because she's very blunt.
Right.
You know, and I would think Lessa would be blunt too. You know, as well.
You would think they wouldn't get along, but Iyanna respects her because she modeled for her.
Yeah.
She sees her, she's a fashion designer, a successful fashion designer.
Yeah.
So she's not going to burn that bridge as a model. She's going to always be like, I'm cool with her.
I wonder who else were other clients.
I don't know.
For her to make it big in Dubai.
All of them are big. That's the other thing I liked about this. Let's talk about that real quick. I liked the fact that I feel like all the women are successful.
They are.
None of them are like, oh, well, I just married a man that's rich and I'm not doing anything.
They're not dependent on their husbands for their success.
They're working women.
Because Miss Model, of course.
But she's still working.
I'm gorgeous.
But she's still working.
She is so dang on conceited. They have to be telling her to
they
say
gotta,
all
unless she's for real.
Oh, I'm just beautiful. I looked at myself on the way here. When they show her driving to the thing, she had the mirror up. I'm like, this woman is so bad.
And it wasn't a party because I wasn't there. How
can
you have a party? How can you have a party without me being there?
It's funny when Brooke said her dress goes in the door first.
Her dress goes in the door first.
That's funny.
And her hair is.
But I'm very proud that these women are successful.
I like that.
Right.
What do you think about the fashion? Because we talked about love and marriage, we like the fashion.
Lester had a nice dress on when they would show them talking. You know how they do that in all the Housewives. They'll have the ladies be dressed really nice as they're narrating.
Yes,
and you look at their outfits and go, oh, because they always say the Housewives of Potomac can't dress.
Now you notice something. Even though they said whatever happens on the water, we can do whatever.
Yeah,
ain't nobody got no cleavage and all that showing.
Yeah,
ain't no breasts coming out. Nothing. They in Dubai.
I'm surprised they did the beach.
See,
with their they didn't have bikinis on.
See, so they trying to say, oh, you can come dress whatever. Nah,
there's still limitations.
There's still a level of decorum. And remember, she said it wasn't. One of them said it might have been Sarah. It's not because we have to. It's out of a form of respect.
Okay.
It's not because they tell you don't do this. She said it's a fine line.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff they don't do is just because of respect.
Okay.
Of where they are.
Yeah.
So we'll probably see more of that. I did like the fashion. I thought they was dressed. I thought they were dressed sharp.
Yeah.
And their homes were beautiful.
It seems like unless I'm mistaken, as far as Dubai and the whole culture there, like what Brooks was saying, it's a higher level. She said it's a higher tax level. Bracket.
They made oh, okay, you a guy who made it and it's going to come back probably. You're a guy who made it and you're rich. Where they're rich, to me, seems like it was like you really made it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see as we learn more about these ladies and get more background on. I really want to hear about Brooks. Carolina Brooks, and how she got her.
You want to hear about Caroline
how
Brooks.
She got to, because they made it sound like she did it by herself. She didn't have a husband. The other ladies have either a husband or, like, what's her name's divorced twice.
And this is my fault. It keeps going out because remember I said I wasn't going to go up under the Woods Comcast.
And that's what you're doing?
Yeah, ain't that this Comcast?
You need to do Xfinity.
Yeah, because this is horrible. This Comcast
Woods will knock you out. Like I said, I've posted some meetings.
You mean Comcast? It's horrible.
I've posted some Zoom meetings, and I would freeze.
Yeah.
And I'm the host.
So remind me next time we sign on. Go in Xfinity, I mean not Comcast. AT&T.
The other one, yeah.
Go in AT&T because this Comcast is horrible.
Okay, I tried to go through all the other Housewives. I don't know. Some people watch all the Housewives franchise.
No, this is the only one that I watch. I mean, the only new one that I'm watching.
And I'm waiting on Potomac to come back.
All right, y'all. So that was our take on it. Should you watch it or not? What did you say?
I think you should.
I would watch it. I know, Pat, you said you started to watch it, but it was too materialistic.
I
know it is.
It is.
I think you might see something that may come from it. And then what did Yvette say?
I'm watching
too
it.
Petty and materialistic.
I'm watching it because I'm learning from being in that country. Things that
I
they
like
face.
Watching
They're not just in some American
and
state.
I like watching when they driving around or whatever. I like seeing the city.
I'm watching the city.
I'm looking at the city too.
That's pretty much the few reasons why I'm watching the Dubai.
I'm looking at the city. And I'm looking at how we are as Americans and other people are blending into these people's city. And I would like for them to explore that more. Hopefully they will.
So we'll see. Because you know what I thought about when I was seeing about those human rights groups bothering them, how much wolfing would they be pushing Bravo?
Is it gonna get worse?
Because remember the show that came out with our sororities? It was the Divine Nine sororities.
Oh, they didn't. They took it off.
People screamed and took that show
They watched
off.
this first. This is the first show. So let's see what happens. If the people watched it and they're gonna get, how are they gonna do about it? So. All right, y'all. So that was our take on.
And again, I still want to know if y'all know any sororities, any of our sorority, Zeta Phi Beta that lives there, because they have a good chapter. They have a nice sized chapter.
It's
there.
a big chapter. I wonder
what those ladies do.
We'll find out. We'll Google it and see.
Interesting.
All right, so they could have been at that yacht party. We don't know.
Could have been.
Okay, it's not that many black people. That's what that girl said.
She said, well, it's a small circle.
It's a small circle.
So we all know each other.
Yeah, if you're a black woman and you doing something in Dubai, they know who you are.
That's true.
So
that's true.
I'm sure they know them.
Okay.
So, all right, y'all. So that was another Woods Report. We'll see you next week on this show. We'll see you tomorrow on something else. See you later.